Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Arsenal Fan TV America, coming to you here from the Pacific Northwest, USA. Yes, the first weekend or the first game of your 2024-2025, wow, I can't believe I'm saying it, Premier League season started already. We have some results for you. We have some teams that won, some teams that lost, some teams are in the middle. Maybe some draws, not a whole lot, but exciting start for the season. And of course, I'm going to start by talking about your beloved Gunners. But before I do so, please don't forget to subscribe. Yes, subscribe, like, and share if you love the episode. We're going to go to the Arsenal game. We're going to visit formation. We're going to talk about who started, all excitement. We're going to talk about who scored the first Arsenal goal. And if you remember last episode, what did we say? Yes, we said it here on this very channel that Kai Havertz will be the one to score. He did. First goal for Arsenal. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some transfer window situations here. Of course, we all know Mikel Merino is hot and Arsenal is talking to him. It could be a £55 million deal or it could be £25 million. We'll talk about that. Of course, that's you're going to ask me how. Yes, because he has release clause. We're going to talk about that versus if he can leave for how much and how good of Edu to negotiate, and see what he could do with that deal. But we'll talk about the specification of the deal. Where is the player at? Where is his mindset? Does Mikel wants to come and work for Mikel? We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about other results from Premier League. Again, this is the start of the season, so I'm going to share with you my opinion. I watched almost all games, and I want to share my opinion with you on who's who and what's what. Yeah? So let's go to the Emirates real quick and start by your beloved Arsenal Football Club. And again, what a win, 2-0. We beat Wolves on Saturday. Now, of course, the usual 4-3-3. The last episode we talked about who's starting, and it was exactly who started. If you go back and watch our last episode, you'll see the exact same lineup, including Zinchenko. Yes, I did not prefer it to start Zinchenko. I wanted you to see Jurrien Timber. But like I said, I knew Mikel Arteta will start Zinchenko, and he did. So David Raya in goal, and let's just talk about him real quick. He was very good. 2 saves. That game could have been 2-2. Really game-saving saves. And I've never said that before about David Raya, but it was very impressive in this game. And I like how the Spaniard, came back, starting the season very strong, keeping a clean sheet. So kudos to him. Great job by David Raya. Now let's go to the back four. Of course, Ben White kept his starting right back position. Also in the middle, Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba next to each other's. You don't need to change that. Now, the left side, again, we wanted to start maybe Jurrien Timber. Maybe I wanted to see Calafiori in that position, but he started Zinchenko. Midfield, we had the greatest partnership that we have currently at Arsenal, all 3 players playing together, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, and Declan Rice. Up front, we had Martinelli on one side, we had Bukayo Saka on one side, and through the middle, of course, was Kai Havertz. Big presence, Kai Havertz, but again, misses the little ones, makes the big ones, and he made a real good one, a big one. The opening goal for our 24-25 season, that was assisted from the right side by Bukayo Saka, and Kai Havertz headed it in ahead of all Wolves defenders. Great goal. You can't say anything other than that. Great goal. Arsenal started the game, I want to say, on a front foot, of course, because they were pressuring. The result of all that pressure was the goal. And that was the first goal. Kai Havertz, first half, and that was it for the first half. We, again, played decent football. Not a whole lot of chances. Missed the chances we had. Kept the ball a whole lot more. It wasn't a bad half. It wasn't a bad start of the season. Now let's go to the second half. 69th minute, we see the first change. Zinchenko goes out for Jurrien Timber. And again, that's what I wanted to see from the beginning. I was very excited to see Timber. I mean, you could see he came in and the game's changed. 74th minute, 5 minutes after Bukayo Saka was able to score his second goal, his signature move. He takes it all the way in and then wraps his left foot from right to left. Of course, goal is that way. He wraps his left foot around it and a beautiful goal. Amazing by Bukayo Saka. He had an assist and also he scored. I think man of the match for me, no doubt about it. Bukayo Saka, what a game. However, I still wanted to see him defending like he defended for England. When he played for England at the Euros, Bukayo Saka was defensively solid. When he plays for Arsenal, and once again, like I said it back in the past episode, I don't know if he stole that by Gareth Southgate or Mikel Arteta or not, but he does not defend as much or doesn't track back as much. I want to see that. You lost the ball, go get the ball right away. You lost the ball, go get the ball right away. Remember, if you want to get the ball, then you have to get it as quick as possible. If you wait, you're not doing yourself a favor or your team a favor. Seconds you have to get that ball right away. But again, what a game by Bukayo Saka, and what a goal. That second goal showed you how much quality this young man has. Amazing from Bukayo Saka, and hopefully he's consistent throughout the season, and hopefully he can make a huge difference for Arsenal Football Club this season. Now, of course, second goal, we got it. We calmed down a little bit. 80th minute, Bukayo Saka now goes out. We have Trossard that came in for him. Saka looked a bit fatigued, but it's okay, understandable. And then 85th minute, Declan Rice goes out for Gabby Jesus. You're going to tell me, how is that Declan Rice, midfielder, for Gabby Jesus up front? Well, what happens is Declan Rice comes out. Jesus goes in to replace Kai Havertz on the field, and Kai Havertz will take the place of Declan Rice that went out. Looked like a cramp to me, but a bad one. Again, he just came back from the Euros. These players are playing a lot. They're training a lot. So they're human beings still. No matter how much of a superhuman they are and how expensive they are, they're still human beings. So he looked just a bit tired. Gabby Jesus came in, got himself a yellow card, of course, but I don't know if I could blame him for getting that yellow card. I mean, we saw some not so good gestures and moves by the Wolves defense that are not decent, for lack of better words. So I hope this kind of behavior stops, but it's never going to stop if the refs don't take actions. And the referee didn't even card the player that, number one, choked Kai Havertz. Yes, he choked him. I don't care if you're standing up or not, or it's natural or not. He choked him. That's a red card. But if it's unintentional, okay, yellow card. But to go unpunishable, it's unacceptable that the ref let it go like that. Just unacceptable. And then the second time, he reached for, Gabby Jesus, pulled him from there. So it's, again, not something that we want to see on TV. And that same player was still on the field. I mean, I don't know what the ref was thinking. Everyone could see that. If you go home and rewatch the game, I don't know what that referee would think, but I don't think they do that. I don't think they judge themselves, because once again, the famous story of every English Premier League game now, unfortunately, is the referee. I don't know how they choose them. I hear they're all from Manchester somewhere, but it's horrible choices in these referees. Do better by training the referees, programs, paying them more, whatever. English Premier League, billions of dollars that goes in and out this competition, right? So you would think that the referees would be much better. Because that's part of the game. At some point, I mean, I would leave the game really and just walk around, because the referees are destroying the game. It's destroying the fluency of the game. Some of them weren't players. They don't know, a momentum, a tackle from a player that's just coming quick. They give these cards based on their personal feelings, not based on what happened. So hopefully the FA, we say that every single year since 2020 on this show. And we're going to still hope. Hope is always here that the referees are going to be better, so the game is better. Anyways, back to our game. Like I said, 85th minute, Gabby Jesus comes in for Declan Rice, and that was the last substitute of the game. Now, Wolves were dangerous. The second half, they pressured us. When Jurrien Timber came in, I think he balanced us. I think he did a great job not allowing Wolves to go into space or run around us. He was very, very good on the day. I really liked what Timber did. And real quick, stats. Arsenal had 18 shots, 7 for Wolves. We had 17 fouls, 14 for them. 8 corners for Arsenal. Wolves had 1 corner. Wolves goalkeeper had 4 saves. David Raya, like I said earlier, had 2 saves, but there were 2 goals. Arsenal had 416 passes, and Wolves had 367 passes. How much accuracy in those? 86% accuracy for Arsenal versus 82% accuracy for Wolves. You see, the game was competitive, a proper Premier League opener. Now let's go from Arsenal's game, and congratulations, Gunners. First game is very important, 2-0. Very important that we secure a win and we secure a clean sheet. Now, if we go visit somewhere else, as we all know, Man United were lucky enough to win against Fulham the day prior. We also saw Manchester City beat Chelsea. We knew that. It was a good game also, not a bad game, and City were strong. And then let's go to Liverpool that had their opener, as they always do. I don't know, for some reason, against the clubs that just got, promoted. They played Ipswich and they beat them 2-0. Their new captain, Mo Salah, scored for them. So those were the highlighted games. And of course, our, noisy neighbors are playing today. Leicester City are playing Tottenham today at noon here, Pacific Standard Time. We'll see how Tottenham's going to perform. I think Leicester City is going to be very, very, very strong, coming back from relegation, and they're very excited to play. They're, just got promoted 1 year away. Don't forget, not too long ago, they won the Premier League, Leicester City. So it's going to be an interesting game. And those were the highlighted games. Now, before we go to talk about transfers, I'm going to talk about the table real quick. The Premier League table, as we could see, Brighton and Hove Albion, the new manager, 31 years old. Yep, he is 31 years old. He is the youngest ever to coach in the Premier League. And guess what? First week, he is the number 1. Why? Because they have more goals than anyone else. Brighton are number 1, 3 points. Arsenal, number 2, 3 points. Of course, Liverpool, 3 points. Man City, Aston Villa, Brentford, Manchester United, and Newcastle. They all won their games. So they're all on 3 points. However, whomever scored more goals and had more goal differential is going to be the top of the table. And we could see that Brighton are number 1, Arsenal number 2, tight with Liverpool and City because they all have 2 goals. Aston Villa, as we could see, has 1 goal differential. Brentford has 1, Manchester United has 1, and Newcastle United has 1. That was it for the Premier League and the start of the season. If we fly to Spain real quick, big news when we see Kylian Mbappe in his first game for Real Madrid, and he didn't score. It was 1-1, but it was a beauty of a goal because it was a combination of touches between the 3 players up front that are the best. You have, Rodrigo, Vinny Jr., and Kylian Mbappe, the best 3 in the world right now, currently in a combination up front. But Real Mallorca held them to 1-1. Yes, Real Madrid did not win that game. And yes, Real Mallorca held Real Madrid to a 1-1 draw. Not so good for the starting champions or the La Liga champion for last year. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti wanted to win that game, having all these players. But still, you've got problems in the middle because of Toni Kroos. He's not there. Nobody's dropping in to take that ball. I know Valverde's trying to look like him, took his number. Valverde's a great player, don't get me wrong, but Toni Kroos's presence and mind is entirely different. Experience, of course, is entirely different. So we'll see. It's very interesting to see what happens with Real Madrid without Toni Kroos, but with Mbappe also. So we're going to leave Spain and we're going to come back to Arsenal, but talk about a link of transfer between Spain and England. And what is it? It's Mikel Merino. Real Sociedad, Spanish team, holding on to their star player. They are trying to negotiate, playing hardball. Arsenal here in England, Edu is trying to get the player from Mikel Arteta because Arteta wants him. Now, his cost, we can just buy him for 25-30 million pounds. But if the club said no, then we're going to have to go after the release clause, which is 54 million pounds. That's how, this could go either way. But let's talk about the player. Did he agree personal terms? Yes. He almost had a medical last month booked for him. So they're waiting to get him. I think Arsenal are pretty sure that they're going to get him. I mean, you won't book a medical without making sure that the player is coming. So again, they obviously, spoke to his agent. Mikel Merino is ready to make the move. They agreed personal terms, but again, are we going to pay release clause or are we going to pay the fees? And we're waiting also on the sale of Eddie Nketiah. So if Eddie Nketiah is sold, then, they want the 35 million pounds for him. Then they can add now 20 million to that, not even 25, and then buy Mikel Merino. Maybe they convince Real Sociedad to sell him for that fee. So we don't know, right? It could go this way, or that way, but I just wanted to bring you up to date with the Mikel Merino situation. So hopefully he becomes an Arsenal player before the 31st. Less than a couple of weeks left, don't forget, on the English Premier League transfer window before it shuts. Before we end this episode, I also want to take you over here locally. To where? To our beloved Vancouver Lightning, and tell them all congratulations to the 2013 squad, or the 2013 girls squad specifically, for winning their first championship and the first cup here in the Portland metro area. They were crowned the PCU champions yesterday, or the 2024 PCU tournament champions yesterday, and they were unbeatable. So they won the whole thing. They won the cup, as you could see. Congratulations. And they did it in style. They did not lose a single game. They were invincibles. So again, fantastic result by the young 2013 squad from the Vancouver Lightning, and I wanted to give him a shout out here from our beloved Arsenal Fan TV America. But of course, we really care about our community, and we want these kids to have fun, and they did have a lot of fun. They played their hearts out. It was extremely hot. One of the days the field felt like 120 degrees turf, but they played their heart out, and they won, and they deserved to win. So congratulations, Vancouver Lightning. Congratulations to all the coaching staff and to all the players. And from there, we're going to tell you to subscribe, like, and share if you loved the episode. Next for us, Saturday, the 24th of August, this upcoming Saturday, we go to Aston Villa and Unai Emery's team. Solid team. They're in the Champions League this year. Watch out for them. They looked okay first game. So I'm not sure how this one is going to pan out, but hopefully we get our revenge. Remember, they stopped us last year from winning the league. To me, that was the game that stopped us from winning the league when we lost to them at home. Hopefully we can get our revenge back this time. Come on, you Gunners. Bring the second win. Let's stay on top. Let's get that Premier League this year. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you the next episode. Bye now.